Hey guys, Tactic here. I kind of want to talk about enhance. This is the PTR, by the way. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm gonna see how this goes. Um, Regarding all the changes that we have and talking about 5.2, I really think enhance will be a little bit more better in 5.3. That's for sure. In 5.2, it was a struggle for a lot of people to get 2.2 just because, not because of the class, it's because of the other classes. Of course, there's the flavor of the month comps like Thug Cleave, that's Hunter Rogue, and then there's God comp. See, with Hunter Rogue and then the broken PvE trinkets, they'd usually end up training you, and your healers couldn't do anything because they'd have ridiculous amount of CC and Viscerates critting you for 150k back to back. And then there's God comp where they could do a random switch to your warrior or any of your partners or even on you and just um, fuck you up. God comp, you have like you have to kill them 6 times before you can do anything because they have ice block on the druid, mass dispel. They have life grip, and that's another thing is with 5.3 is a lot of these classes that made enhance such making it have it such a hard time is they're getting nerfed. Not majorly, but it's definitely something that will help us. Like Shadow Priests are getting nerfed with Master Spells going down to, I think it's a fixed 1.5 second cast, and I don't think that's usable in arenas. So uh, you don't have to worry about that. Only healers can use Life Grip. Plus, with rogues, they're getting their cloak and dagger nerfed by 10 yards. Not a huge thing, and then their cheap shot, and I think they're silenced by 0.5 seconds. Again, it's not huge, but it's the little things that will help. But the major thing is with Thug Cleave is their PvE trinkets are getting nerfed, and the CC and the burst of Hunter is also getting nerfed as well. I'm not sure if you've seen the patch notes, but Scatter Trap now DRs with, or Scatter now DRs with the trap. So if any hunter actually wants to get a successful 8 second trap off, he's going to have to use other methods like the disengage route and whatnot. And yes, it's going to be a little, if hunters actually catch on to this, it's almost going to be harder for us, but they're going to have to use scatter basically as an interrupt, because why would you want to scatter and then trap and only get a 4 second trap? Anyways, I'm just looking through this. This is just the Eye of the Storm on the PTR, and I don't know, I feel like we are in a lot better place. I know this one isn't the most fun. I think I'm just trying to be a little bit more strategic here, but uh, if you've noticed in the last few patch notes, they nerfed the PvP power. Before, whenever you popped Descendants, it was the most ridiculous thing because healers would die. Like, you'd queue into an arena and you push Stormblast and then you go from 100% to 40%, and it was the most ridiculous thing. I was just saying to my friends, it's just like, are you ready, guys? Gonna get carried, you're gonna get glad, because of just how utterly ridiculous it is and how like little skill it involved. You just push Ascendants and just damage, just pure damage. Which leads me to another thing. There are people such as monks that like crazily counter Ascendants. So with the new Ring of Peace change, it's how it works is when you pop it, you're immediately disarmed and silenced for 3 seconds. But after that, if you're still in the bubble, you're not silenced again unless you push something or use another melee ability. But then that melee or spell will be DR'd. So if, let's say, I pop Ascendance and I use Storm Blast, then I'll be disarmed and silenced. I'll be disarmed and silenced for 3 seconds, and then I use Storm Blast, then I'll be disarmed and silent, or disarmed for 1.5 seconds or something like that, or I don't know how weapon chain works, but something like that. So really, you don't get a huge 8-second counter with Ring of Peace, which is really nice, because chances are you're probably gonna be seeing more monks in 5.3. I know you people are saying that for 5.2, but they hit hard. They hit really hard. All right. You know, other than damage buffs, we got buffed with mental quickness and the spirit wolves. This is good because the mental quickness change makes it so we have more spell power. The more spell power we have means we have more healing. Regarding that, that means with PvP power stuff, I wouldn't suggest going PvP power at all. If you have a chance, if there's a red gem or red slot, I'd say go agility, because at the moment they nerf the amount of resilience and PvP power you get from gems. So I'd say go for about like 66.5%, and then after that just go for pure agi on the red gems. Or yeah, and then just hybrids, probably agi and resil on the other gems. PvP power is worthless. It doesn't scale as well as agi with our heals. Oh, one sec. This is very, very funny. I'm gonna watch this. So this guy pulls all his cooldowns on me. I'm like, I got this. If I need help, I'll use my son as an AG heal. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. My heals keep me up. And then this guy's Displacer Beast and falls off the edge. Oh god, it's funny. Anyways, what was I talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, alright, Agi and stuff. Yeah, so our healing is a lot better. Not crazily better, like a full stack, five stack Maelstrom is like 5.2 would be about 45 to 48k, whereas 5.3 would be around like maybe like 60k, which it adds up, right? And that's the same thing with healing stream. Total healing stream heals for more too. And with the change to the spirit wolves, how they basically always have a freedom, we always will have that heal. But the thing is, those spirit wolves are only really good if you have the glyph. They'll still do a little bit pretty okay healing if without the glyph, but with the glyph they do pretty good. But glyph wise, the bad thing about light and shield glyph is it's going to be mandatory. So we're always going to have these two mandatory glyphs that we're not going to be able to change out of. So we'll have lightning shield and then we'll have healing storm. And I don't want to hear any arguments because lightning shield glyph and healing storm are so mandatory. Do you know how major it is? People are complaining about how that 10% every every time you get triggered it's worse than if it was basically permanent. You have to understand that if someone's on you and they're hitting you, that glyph is always going to be triggered. It's always going to be triggered. It's basically any spell, any range attack, and any melee. So you don't have to worry about that. So and then the third glyph is always up for grabs. You could take Hex. You could take Shamanistic Rage for like mage teams or anything you need to get out of a root, or Affy teams where you need to spell their dots. You could take Capacitor Totem if you ever need to get that stun off that needs to happen. Or you can even go Sprint for, again, like a mage team, that, or not a mage team, any kind of hunter team maybe that you needed to get on that hunter quicker. But yeah, I'm running out of things to say. Comp wise, Turbo will be a little bit better. Warriors are going to be getting that 25% back on their defensive stance, but the rage on overpower is still hurting them, so it's basically doing no damage still in defensive stance. Whereas I'd think that if you actually ran with a Ret Paladin right now, you get no CC, but the sustained damage just from that comp alone will cause the pressure. It's almost like it's a dot cleave but with melee, because you have so much off healing. We basically have 3 healers, so I think if you play with the priest, you could actually have the priest have time to CC, just because I could heal the ret and the ret could heal me. Obviously the ret could heal more heals than me, but you get the point. I have more range CC than the ret though. But I think that's a lot what I wanted to talk about. If you have any more questions about the PTR, I'll try to look into it. Thanks for watching.